Doug Allpass from Desert Channels, Queensland, is heading bush to talk land care and pasture management with Keith Bettridge at his property, Leebrook. Taking a shortcut, Doug soon finds that the welcome recent rains have another side. Oh well, nothing for it but to drive around the long way. And Doug finally catches up with Keith.
How are you, Keith?
G'day, Doug. How you going, mate?
Good, thanks. Real good. Good to see you. Yeah.
Keith Bettridge is keen to show the results of his Prickly Acacia campaign.
Well, here at Leebrook, it's a 20,000 acre block here, which we bought in 2001. And yeah, we run probably around about 800 breeders here. But the last 5 years we've had a pretty rough time, and we've had nothing here until just before Christmas this year. I just think you've got to do something to look after your country. If you don't, you're going to finish up with 20,000 acres of Prickly Acacia, which is, to me, is not much good for anything, and your productivity would go down. You'd have no grass. You wouldn't be able to muster the cattle. It would be it'd be a bit of a mess. We totally destocked, and we were fortunate enough to get a block of country next door to Mount Wilga at Alpha there, and we took all the cattle from here down to there, and they've been there ever since. Well, we were keeping steers up to 400 kgs for those feedlot market. Now we're looking at virtually going with weaners, nearly virtually straight off mum. Backgrounders buy them, and they can do the job of looking after them and growing them into feedlot weights. I really think you've got to destock, and because this country here, once your grass is gone, there's nothing else. So when you eat all your grass, compared with Mount Wilga there, at least we got some brigalow suckers or a few ironbark and box suckers that the cattle live along on. But here, you've just got to go and shift them and do something. Well, you've got to get them off here. But with we had 5 years here with nothing, and we've had bits and pieces of rain here, but the whole country's very, very, very slow. There's a couple of paddocks where the Mitchell grass is quite good, but away from that, there's a bloody awful lot of weeds. When we came here to Leebrook in 2001, there was Prickly Acacia on the drainage lines, on the creeks. It was minimal, but prior to the people that were here before had sheep, we bought cattle here, and probably it would have taken 10, 12 years, and you could see the increase in areas from the Prickly Acacia had gone off the creeks and was going out onto the Downs country. And every year there seemed to be more and more and more of them, and till we just sort of reached a stage where we've got to do something with it. Here at Leebrook, well, we've started originally with the Access and Diesel, which to me is very, very good. Very time consuming, very costly. But just recently we've onto the scrubland with the pellets, and what we've done here with the pellets, we've been fortunate enough to get some rain on them, and you can see a very positive result. And the big one with that, I think, is the residual effect of the pellets with the seeds that are in the ground there. Where the old pipeline used to go.
Oh yeah, yep.
From here up to those double tanks.
Yeah,
All that there. The only one thing that I do think that you've got to do, pay a little bit more attention to long-range forecasts. I know we all laugh about the Weather Bureau and that, but just lately I think they are getting better, and I think you've got to factor their predictions into what you're doing, like with what cattle you sell, or when you're going to sell them. And if you've got 200 to sell and they're predicting it's only going to be real dry, you sell the lot. If they're predicting there's going to be a bit of rain in the next 3 months or something, you might only sell 150. But I think you've got to factor this climate and weather predictions into management. That's the way it looks to me anyway, just currently, but it's just got to keep raining.
Industry, government and Desert Channels Queensland support the grazing industry in managing for change and a sustainable future on the rangelands.